The Christian Church in Northeast India. This is our last topic. The earliest Christian contacts with Northeast India were made by the Roman Catholic missionaries, that is, in the 17th and 18th centuries. Actually, some of them were looking for a route to Tibet. So, on the way to Tibet, they evangelized some of the northeastern places, and that is the first contact. And some others were visiting a large Christian community associated with the Mughal garrison at Tankamati, that is in Lower Assam. For unknown reasons, this community had disappeared by the 19th century. But a smaller Catholic settlement of refugee Portuguese soldiers dating back to the early 18th century did survive at Bondashil, that is in the present Kansar district of Assam. These Christians, these Bondashil Christians, did not evangelize the local population, and also they remained isolated and from the other mainstream Christians. Early in the 19th century, the Sarambur Baptists established stations at Chirapunji, that is in Khasi Hills in the present Meghalaya, and Guwahati, that is in the Brahmaputra Valley. But this work was not continued after the death of the last Sarambur trio in 1838. The first local people to become Christian seem to have been two Khasis of Meghalaya. Their names are U Duwan and U Anna, and an Assami baptized by Krishnapal. Krishnapal is the first convert of the Sarambur mission in 1813 in a place called Shailhet. Substantial mission work leading to the establishment of permanent Christian communities began when, at the invitation of the British Commissioner, American Baptists from Myanmar or Burma opened a mission station at Sadia, that is in Upper Assam, in 1836. The original objective of this mission was to find ways of reaching the Shan territories of northern Burma and the interior of China. It was not until 1841 that it turned its full attention to the inhabitants of the Brahmaputra Valley. For the next 20 years, its work was centered around the three churches organized in 1845 at Guwahati in Lower Assam, Nowgong in Central Assam, and Sibsagar in Upper Assam. During this period, it worked almost exclusively among the Assamese people, and church membership remained very small. Next, the Welsh Calvinistic Methodists, later they were known as the Welsh Presbyterians, they took over the mission station at Chirapunji from the British Baptist in 1841, and there they established the Nongsa Villa Church in 1846 or 1847, and this was the first church organized to be in the hills, or the first hill tribal church in northeast India. In 1875, there were only 514 Khasis or Kasi Christians. But in 1900, the Presbyterian Church alone among the Khasis had a membership of 15,885. During the 1860s, the American Baptists began work among the Garos, another major tribe or the second major tribe of the present Meghalaya. And the Christian movement among these people, among the Garos, initiated and largely spread by members of the tribe. And this church grew rapidly with the result that by 1900 there was a community of nearly 10,000 persons associated with the Garo Baptist churches. In the beginning of the century, The largest congregation of Christians or 10 of the 20th century, largest congregation of Christians in northeast India was in Meghalaya. During the 1870s and 1880s, the Baptist had also begun work in Nagaland, but their growth there was much slower, except for members of the Ao tribe. Large members of Nagas did not being to be Christians until the third and fourth decades of the previous century. In 1862, the Anglican Society for the Propagation of the Gospel took over a small mission that had been started near Tezpur on the north bank of the Brahmaputra 13 years earlier by two members of the Basel mission. The work was mainly among Kancharis, and the Anglican mission work was thereafter closely associated with the tea garden labours in Upper Assam. The Anglican community in northeast India was never large. Assam and Bhutan were added to the prefecture apostolic of Krishnanagar in 1870, and responsibility for work in these regions was given to the foreign missionaries of Milan. The period between 1900 and the First World War brought the first of a series of revivals that came to play an important part in the development of Christianity, especially in the Welsh Presbyterian fields in the Khasi and Mizo hills and the Baptist areas of Mizoram and Manipur. It is difficult to escape the conclusion that the first of these was inspired by Welsh Presbyterian missionaries who had returned to the Khasi hills fresh from experiencing the Welsh revival of 1904. Beginning in the Khasi hills in 1905, where 5,000 were converted within a year. As a result, the revival spread to Mizoram the following year. Some 60 years later, there was a revival among the Aos in the Naga hills, but this was of a different type. It represented a response to persecution and did not emphasize the ascetic phenomena characteristic of the Khasi or Mizo revival. Between the years 1908 and 1915, the Ao church doubled in size. During 1913, there was an even greater revival movement among the Mizos. As in the case of some of the later revivals in the area and Manipur, it followed by a bamboo famine. For some undetermined reason, the flowering of the bamboo, which takes place every 35 years or so, leads to an extraordinary increase in the rat population. The rats destroy standing crops and invade granaries, leaving the human inhabitants destitute. Following the war, the missionary force was enlarged, and another wave of revival led to rapid growth of Christianity in Meghalaya, Mizoram, Manipur, and Nagaland. Among the churches associated with the American Baptists alone, the community increased from some 48,000 in 1918 to nearly 1,50,000 in 1941. By 1951, there were 6,59,065 Christians in Northeast India, representing 7.8% of the total Christian population of India. The rapid growth cannot be attributed to any single cause. The Great Revival of 1919 to 1924 was largely confined to Mizoram and Manipur, and even in Manipur, large numbers had been baptized in the 2 years before the revival reached that area. Revivals of the ecstatic type have never been a marked feature of Christian growth in the largest part of Northeast India. They are entirely unknown among the Garos, who have the largest number of Christians of any single tribe. And in Nagaland, they were virtually unknown until the advent of Pentecostal groups following the Second World War. Next, William Pettigrew and Christianity in Manipur. The first missionary who came to Manipur was Reverend William Pettigrew, Edinburgh, Scotland, under the sponsorship of the Arthington Aborigines Mission, which was named after its founder Robert Arthington, a millionaire at Leeds. By denomination, William Pettigrew belonged to the Church of England, not a Baptist, not any other church. He left England for India on 16 December 1890 and he came to Bengal. On being told that Manipur, and one time princely state, was still a virgin area, no one reached that place, Pettigrew came to Kanchar, Assam to enter Manipur. As the Anglo-Manipur War in 1891 was then going on, Pettigrew was made to wait for 3 years at Kanchar, and during that time he learned Bengali and Manipuri, a dialect called Meitilion, the language of Meiteis. Consequent upon the conclusion of the war in 1891, followed by the consolidation of the British colonial rule over the state of Manipur, A. Porteous, the officiating political agent in 1893 to 95, had given permission to William Pettigrew to enter Manipur without referring the matter to the government of India. William Pettigrew came to Imphal on 6th January 1894 and began to think that his missionary call must have been among the Hindu Meiteis of the Manipur valley, and soon started his proselyting activities by opening schools. No sooner had he started his work than some Orthodox Hindu Meitei leaders began to suspect that Pettigrew's preaching was a deliberate attempt to impose upon them, that means among the Meiteis, the governments, the British religion. Lieutenant Colonel H. St. P. Maxwell soon met with Hindu Meitei leaders who demanded that William Pettigrew be sent away from Manipur immediately. Fearing that trouble might arise if William Pettigrew was allowed to continue his proselyting work, the school was taken out of his hand and brought under the management of the state government. Propagation of Christianity among the Meiteis was also prohibited forthwith. Given a choice between political stability and Christian proselytism, the colonial officers or the British officers definitely preferred political stability. But in hill areas where missionary work was likely to sustain colonial rule, the colonial officials spared no pains to find any suitable place for the missionary. According to F.S. Downes, a church historian and American missionary, there are two traditions as to where William Pettigrew had to start his new mission station. The first, or the southern tradition, proposed Senwon, a Mar village near Timpeimuk in southwest Manipur. But it is said that permission was denied to Pettigrew by the chief of the village. As per the second tradition, Pettigrew went to a Mao village at Songsong on the Imphal Dimapur road in North Manipur and tried to buy land from one government officer. But a meeting of 16 village chiefs of Mao tribe intervened and stopped the selling of the land, saying that they did not like the new religion. Out of extreme anxiety, William Pettigrew finally left Imphal on 7th January 1895 in his continued search for a suitable place to establish his mission station in the Ukrul area of East Manipur. After touring all these places like Hungun, Kangti, Pai, Shiroi, Kasongi, etc., with Raiho, chief of Hungpun, Ukrul, Pettigrew felt that Hungpun was the most suitable place considering the climate, drinking water, and various other things necessary for carrying on his work. Foretold by his father and great grandfather about the coming of the white missionary to Utkrol, Raiho could not reject Pettigrew's request for a land and granted him enough land at the present Hungfun village. Pettigrew thus started his work at Hungfun, Ukrul, with a new hope on 6th February 1896. Prior to his settlement at Ukrul, he left the Arthington Aborigines Mission and joined the American Baptist Union in Assam in 1895, and he died on 28th October 1906 in Bowen. Accordingly, Pettigrew was formally recognized as the Baptist missionary for Manipur, and all hill areas of Manipur was claimed to be the field of American Baptist mission. Despite William Pettigrew's intensive and extensive evangelical itineraries in and around Ukrul for 13 years, the southern part of Manipur Hill had still remained beyond the reach of the new gospel till the end of 1909. Another person called Watking R. Roberts and he evangelized the southern Manipur. It was from Mizoram that the light of the gospel came to the southern hills of Manipur through a young man called Watking R. Roberts. Knowing not what his Lord had planned for him, Roberts was a chemist, accompanied Peter Fraser and his wife, who came to Aizawl in Mizoram, and the first medical missionary on 14th October 1908. The new faith preached economic, social, and spiritual salvation. Within so short a time, all the tribes and communities in the region were turned from darkness to light and had become one of the most progressive tribes of Northeast India. Thank you.